What's up, Patreon? In today's video, we're gonna talk about how I got my first girlfriend and like the red pill realities I've learned in hindsight from that interaction, and just overall how beta I was at the time. So sit back, relax, let's go ahead and tell the story. So just a little backstory. In high school, I had like a 2-month girlfriend, and that wasn't nothing serious. I didn't have sex with her. All I did was kiss her, and then she ended up breaking up with me because I was a rebound and I didn't realize it. So fast forward freshman year to college, first semester, I pretty much did my own thing, was not in a relationship. It wasn't until the spring semester, I was out at a party because the school year was ending with my sister's girlfriend. So I have a twin sister, we went to the same college at the time, and her friend went out to the party with me because nobody else wanted to go out, but we wanted to. So we were just like drinking, chilling. We're at this little spot. It was like an outdoor environment, Hawaiian type of theme. And I remember seeing, let's call her A, the girl, my future girlfriend. I remember seeing A standing there by herself. Now, even more backstory, I remember seeing this girl around campus. Just to give you a description of how she looks like: Filipino girl, long black hair, looks like Pocahontas, she's very, very attractive girl. I remember seeing her in the laundry room too with like this other girl who I used to talk to. Like, we never got into a relationship though. So point is, I knew who she was, I just didn't know her name because I saw her on campus. And I told my sister's friend, I was like, yo, there goes that girl I told you about before. Like, she's standing there by herself. And of course, at the time, I wasn't on game with approaching girls at all. But guess what? I still did it. After some convincing, she convinced me to go up and talk to her. And so as I guess she was looking for her friends, A. And so I went up and talked to her as she was about to go, and I said, has anybody told you you look like Pocahontas? That was the first thing I ever said to her. And then she told me, haha, yeah, I get that sometimes. We had some small talk, and basically I just got her name and I left. I left because I was too afraid to ask for her number or her information because I was scared to get rejected. This way, story gets better, story gets better. So that night, I was, even though I didn't get her number, I remember that feeling of just happiness that she engaged in a conversation with me. I finally got to talk to her, and now if I approach her again, like, you know, it'll be easy. So I went home that night, slept really good, and then the next day, I checked my Facebook, and I noticed that she sent me a friend request on Facebook. I was like, yo, how did this girl get my Facebook? Like, what the heck? And then come to find out that we had a mutual friend who was my best friend in high school. He knew her because they're from the same town in Georgia. So she added me on Facebook, I added her back, and then immediately I sent her a message. I was like, hey, I know, how'd you find my Facebook or whatever? And then she said that we had a mutual friend and I just popped up or whatever. I don't know. Who knows the real story about that? And then from there, I said, oh yeah, well, I'm glad you found me because I forgot to get your number last night. And then she was like, oh, you forgot, huh? And I was like, yeah, I forgot, whatever. So at this point in time, the school year is ending. Like, everybody's going back home because the semester has ended. So over the course of the summer, I remember I got her number and we would text sparingly, like very sparingly, like every 2 weeks or so. Not often at all, just a little small talk here and there, right? And then August was approaching for when move-in time was happening, and we both were going into our sophomore years of college. So we were texting, and I remember her asking me like, oh, you should help me move in. I'm going back to, the school is called Valdosta State University. I'm going back to Valdosta August 16th or 17th, like help me move in. And I was like, okay, I'll be there like 5 days before so I can help you move in a little bit, right? And so there's this time period to where you move in early in college, but the school year doesn't start until like 2 weeks later, like late August or early September, I forgot. So basically I helped her move in, and then we started hanging out like every other day. in college. And this is before I knew about sexual escalation, because I was very inexperienced. I've only been with like 2 people in my life at this point. So I didn't know much about sexual escalation or like how to progress things physically. So at the time, I was just hanging out with her like a friend, like a buddy. Like we would go to the dining hall, eat lunch, talk, hang out, shoot pool. I think even like watch movies in my room. Like I didn't do nothing. I know you're cringing right now, but it was bad. After hanging out with her for about a week and a half, 2 weeks, and kind of getting to know her a lot at this point, because we're hanging out pretty consistently. I remember we're walking down the hallway going to the library, because we would hang out in the library and kind of look at the roof area. I remember asking her a question, and then she brought up, oh yeah, my boyfriend, I don't know how he would feel about that, or yeah, my boyfriend does that, like slyly mentioning to me that she has a boyfriend. And I stopped what I was doing. I was like, wait, you have a boyfriend? Guys, she had a boyfriend this whole entire time that was long distance at her hometown. Like they've been dating all summer. I think they started dating right after I met her, like a month after I met her at that party. She had a boyfriend whole time over the summer, and even moving back with me, she was hanging out with me. You know, even though it was platonic, I felt like we were on 2 different wavelengths. But at the same time, she still had a boyfriend. She brought it up so casually, as if like, yo, that's some information you should bring up. So first red flag, but what did I do? I ignored it, because I was like, well, she's hanging out with me, so maybe she does like me, and maybe she's gonna break up with him, or maybe something's wrong in the relationship. So as we started hanging out more, I, like an idiot, kind of confessed my feelings for her. I was like, yeah, so I know you have a boyfriend, but I'm starting to really like you. I don't know if you feel the same way. Like pulling some real beta stuff that I would never in my life do right now, right? And so she had an understanding that I probably liked her, and then she was reciprocating. She was like, yeah, I realized that I'm starting to like you a lot more now too, since we're hanging out one-on-one a whole lot. But you know, the problem is I have a boyfriend at home, whatever else. I don't know, I'm confused. I'm in this situation. I don't know if I want him, or I don't know if I want you. I just gotta figure out what I gotta do. And then from there, it led to like, not an argument, but like this deep discussion / debate. And it ended with her basically telling me, I need some time to myself and away from you so that I can focus on this relationship. I should have not hanged out with you in the first place. It's gotten too far. So this was the first time that I've ever felt genuinely mad at a girl. Like I was angry, I was upset, I was in my feelings. I was like, why did she just leave me on like that? I was very upset, but I was getting over it. So we didn't talk for probably like 2 weeks. And then she hit me up out of nowhere, talking about how she wants to hang out, talk with me again. Can we catch up? So I was like, sure. Like, you know, I was excited that she hit me back up. So after that, we were hanging out again for a little bit. And basically what she decided to tell me was that she wanted to end her relationship to work out things with me, because she feels like she had a deeper connection with me, and she felt like long distance isn't something she wants to do. So basically I was plan B. We started hanging out more. She broke up with her boyfriend. And then finally, this is after like 2 months of knowing her, I remember our first sexual interaction. I didn't have sex with her, but she gave me head. we were at a party. Then we came back and I was in her room. She had like a suite style dorm room with her roommate like literally on the other side of the corner. And I remember like we were kissing and stuff in her bed. And then she asked me like, did I want head? I was like, well, I've never had a girl ask me, do I want head? I was like, yeah, sure. So as I'm in her bed, she got underneath the covers and started giving me head. And that was our first sexual interaction after months of knowing her, and after she finally ended stuff with her boyfriend. From there, we started seeing each other every single day. I think I had sex with her like a few days later, to be honest. Not even like a month later, I asked her to be my girlfriend or be in a relationship with me. Because you gotta keep in mind, guys, this was the most attractive girl that I've ever dated in my life. Somebody that I had high attraction towards, and somebody that I was very sexually into. And I wasn't used to girls. This was my first experience of girls like genuinely liking to give blowjobs. I've never had that experience. This girl loved to give head. Loved it. Loved it. So all that combined, plus her leaving her relationship, I was like, I want to be in a relationship with this girl. So I asked for it. Another beta thing I did. Then from there, we ended up lasting about 1.5 to 2 years. After 1.5 years, it started to get rocky. But overall, that relationship was a huge learning experience for me. Not only like going into it, how beta-nized I was, and like I can't believe some of the stuff I've done, but just overall how I am as a person. And this wasn't even the chick that red pilled me at all. It was after my second relationship, not even this first one. And another funny story, a part of this relationship, I also remember being the first to say I love you, because she was kind of press it out of me like, oh, do you love me? Like, you gotta say I love you eventually. Like, she was pressing it out of me. So one day we were sitting down at the spot we used to sit down at a lot, and I was like, yeah, I think I do love you. And you won't believe what she said to me, guys. You won't believe what she said to me. She said, mission accomplished. She looked me dead in my eyes and said, mission accomplished. And I was like, yo, like, what do you mean mission accomplished? Like, that's kind of messed up that you wanted me to say that and then you say mission accomplished. In hindsight now, being red pill aware like I am, it just means she was seeking that validation from me, and she finally got what she wanted, and now she feels accomplished. So learning the red pill, guys, isn't only for just attracting women and self-improvement, but it will help you have better relationships if you're looking for a long-term relationship. Like, knowing the information I know now, I would have never gotten into a relationship with that girl. I would say me being red pill aware when I was 18 years old, or very inexperienced, would have led to me not having a lot of interactions that I would have gotten into that would have changed me for the better. So I see the benefit in that. That's pretty much my beta, how I got a girlfriend, my first long-term girlfriend for the first time. Crazy experience, but like I said, that relationship really taught me a lot, and looking at it in hindsight, it's just crazy how I acted. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that story. Stay tuned, because I got a few more coming and more helpful tips. See you guys in the next one. Peace.